Westall, I think, is here.
That's right. Afternoon, everybody. So my name is Andrew Westall, so I'm one of the committee members at the Pukeko Centre. I'm sure you're aware, obviously, we've got the proposed funding and the draft annual plan for our facility. So I just wanted to come along today. I guess we've already put forward a written submission, but I think important today just to give you a bit of an update on where we've got to since we put that written submission in. So I won't talk about who we are. I think you're probably all aware of that. But if you have any questions on that, please fire away at the end. So where we've got to in terms of budgets and funding, we're talking about stage 2C there, which is the superstructure. So the proposal that's in the draft annual plan is for 400,000, two lots of 200 from the council. And some of the conditions of that is that we need to match fund that, and it also needs to go towards having a facility open and operational. So since we saw those conditions, we've gone out, and I'm really pleased to be able to tell you today we've already raised the 400. So that's already in the bank to match what's proposed from council. And we've also sat down with our contractor, and again, happy to say that 900 for stage 2C can be slightly reconfigured in terms of the program, which will get a hall up and open and operational. So they were two of the big things we wanted to be able to sit down and talk about today. The final costing and everything will be determined by the contractor as we get a bit closer, but we have made some really good progress towards being able to satisfy those two conditions should the proposal go ahead. That's just a bit of a graphical representation of the same thing essentially. But I think what it shows is on the left-hand side there is that we've raised, assuming we get the 400 from council, which is the blue bit at the top. The red bit underneath that is the 400 we've raised in the last month or so. We're at 70% of funding the full project, which was a $3.5 million project when it kicked off in 2015. And that will also get us to about a 70% completion of the project as well. The remaining stuff, yep, we'll get that done, but it's not critical to having the hall up and open and generating revenue and facilities for the community. The other thing probably to just talk about is the existing Parklands Community Centre, which is owned by the council at the end of the street where our facility is proposed. So we previously had a recreation coordinator employed who delivered the various programs and things that we run into the community and the local schools. She left us for a job in Taranaki in late December last year. So due to COVID, the decision was made not to replace her at the time, but rather to roll those programs out in collaboration with our colleagues at the Eastern Sports Hub. With what's happening now, things starting to open up again, we're about to recruit a replacement recreation coordinator, and part of that role we're having a serious look at picking up the management of the council-owned facility at the end of the street. So we looked at it a couple of years ago. It didn't go ahead due to COVID and a few other things, but with this new potential recreation coordinator, we think it's a great opportunity to activate that council facility, and certainly the inquiry and interest we've had from user groups suggests that there's more than enough patronage for both this facility and our hall when it gets built, and having it all managed under one umbrella just makes a lot more sense to getting it activated and properly used within the Parklands community. And again, I won't go through all this because you'll have seen it. That's just a list of all the various proposed users that we have for the hall. Probably just a couple to touch on are the bottom right-hand corner, which is Parafed. So we've been heavily engaged with Parafed from the outset of sort of getting this hall concept underway, with us likely to commence construction sort of August, September, assuming we get the council ratification. Then we'll be looking for Parafed to sign a permanent agreement to have their office space within our facility. It'll be the home for their organisation, and obviously they'll be a major user of the facility. And the other one is the Parkview Parua Primary School, which are our neighbours. They don't have a school hall at the moment, so unfortunately the earthquake payout from the Ministry of Education wasn't sufficient for them to restore a school hall. That school's grown to a roll of about 450. Their existing hall, I think, holds about 150. So at the moment they can't have full school assemblies or school events, so they will use our sports hall effectively as their school hall because it's right next door. So there'll be a gate and a fence and the kids will be able to walk through. So it's not only providing a recreation facility for Parklands community. It's actually providing a school with a much needed school hall as well. So that's probably enough from me. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Just say congratulations on raising the money.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. I mean, I love the Pukeko Centre concept, the merging of the different codes. It's great. Fantastic.
Cool.
Just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, well, as I say, I think we've said to the contractor that we're pretty much ready to go, contingent on you lovely people signing that piece of paper for us, because that really is the catalyst. I mean, you guys got us started with some money that you gave us to get the foundations underway for the hall, and that's it's just amazing when we've been putting these funding grant applications in, when we've been able to say that we've potentially got in the proposed draft annual plan another 400,000 from the council. I don't think that's in any small reason why the other funding grant providers have come to the party, and we've got that other 400 matched. So
we kind of realise that often it's not the amount that we put in, it's the fact that we're contributing, and
Absolutely.
then the other funders go, oh yeah, no, they're good with that, we're good with that too. So that's the plan.
And I think that last bit is also kind of the easiest bit to raise as well, because we've got any number of other funding grant providers who've said, you come back to us when you need the last 100 or the last 200, because they all want to be the ones to finish it, and we get that, but actually getting someone to start it. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
No, that's fine. That's
Cool.
great. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right, we've now come to a break in the traffic, and we're due back here ready to start on the dot 4 p.m. Thank you.